Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a rare meeting of hundreds of America's military leaders happened yesterday, with the president making a statement. And millions of dollars will soon be invested into the coal industry. That and more just ahead.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you at 6 o'clock on this October 1st. And Megan, it's honestly a pleasure for me to finally say it's October. So many good things happening. Football season, happy for some. Iced coffee season with a sweater.
Yep.
And Halloween.
And Halloween, that's the best one of all. And also, October just is the best month of fall, in my opinion. So definitely excited to be going through the next month. But in terms of what you can expect to start off your month, well, we're seeing temperatures in the 50s. Some folks a little bit warmer than others, and some folks much cooler than others. 57 is the temperature in Clintwood, 55 in Hazard, but we're looking at 64 degrees in Monticello, 61 in Jacksboro, Somerset, and Moorhead this afternoon. Well, we're going to see a little bit of an increase in those temperatures, and for some folks, 10 degrees warmer than average for this time of year. 85 degrees in Somerset, Monticello, and Irvin. A little bit cooler as we travel more towards the east. 77 in Wise, but that is still warmer than what we expect for this time of year. Normally we sit at 74 degrees. Here's a look at satellite and radar. Nice and clear, and we're going to continue to stay clear throughout the day. Sunny to mostly sunny skies is that forecast. Amelia.
In Morgan County, a death investigation is underway at the Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex in West Liberty. State police say 27-year-old Ryan Rayburn of Ashcamp was found unresponsive in his cell yesterday afternoon. He was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at Morgan County ARH. Police say foul play is suspected, and a person of interest, who's also an inmate at the facility, is being investigated. In Rockcastle County, a woman is charged with murder. Tuasha Flores Maya was arrested Sunday morning. Deputies say someone told them that she was driving a missing man's car. They found the car in her driveway, and the man's body was found under a tarp in her yard. Maya told deputies that she didn't know about the body and said the man told her he was going to Tennessee 4 days earlier. She's facing charges including murder, robbery, and evidence tampering, and will be back in court on October 13th. Hamas says it's reviewing President Donald Trump's proposal to end the war in Gaza after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and several Arab countries backed the plan. The terms require Hamas to effectively disarm and release all remaining hostages in exchange for a ceasefire, a withdrawal of Israeli forces, and a surge of aid in Gaza. War-weary Palestinians expressed relief about a possible end to the fighting, but some Gaza residents say the deal falls short.
The plan as it appears does not fulfill the people's hopes. Everything written in it serves the enemy's interests more than it serves the people's interests. But in the end, we want to live.
While Hamas considers the proposal, Israel is carrying on with its offensive in the territory. Hospitals reported at least 31 Palestinians were killed by Israeli forces Tuesday. Republicans and Democrats are blaming each other after multiple votes to keep the government funded past midnight failed in the Senate Tuesday. Democrats are calling for a deal on health care provisions, which they say can't wait. Top Republicans say they won't negotiate until the government reopens. Lawmakers are due back on Capitol Hill today for more possible votes. Meanwhile, thousands of federal workers are now expected to go without pay as President Donald Trump threatens more layoffs. CBS's Naomi Ruckham has more on that and what it means for you from New York.
Today, tens of thousands of federal workers will be notified to stay home, furloughed without pay. Thousands of essential employees like military troops and air traffic controllers will report for duty, also without pay.
The bill, upon reconsideration, is not passed.
This comes after multiple proposals to keep the government funded past midnight failed in the U.S. Senate.
This is unnecessary, avoidable.
Senate Republicans pushed for the Clean House passed bill that extends funding into next month. Senate Democrats want a bill that also extends federal health care subsidies and protects Medicaid.
The bottom line is we need to stop these premiums from going up dramatically. We need to do it now.
President Trump now threatens mass layoffs and federal cuts directed at Democrats.
We'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and they're Democrats. They're going to be Democrats. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things.
The top House Democrat, Hakeem Jeffries, responded on CNN.
He will be held back by the courts if he takes this aggressive action, which violates the law.
For now, federal workers are bracing for impact.
I am the primary breadwinner of my household, so we will be tightening belts.
Americans will continue to receive Social Security and passports, though the TSA warns travelers to expect delays. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Two Democrats, Senators John Fetterman and Catherine Cortez Masto, supported the House-passed bill in yesterday's Senate vote, as did Maine Independent August King. Republican Rand Paul joined the Democrats in voting against it. Members of Congress and the president will continue to receive their paychecks during the shutdown. The last shutdown, back in 2018, lasted longer than 1 month. A government shutdown could impact communities surrounding Mammoth Cave. In 2024, the National Park Service conducted a visitor spending effects analysis study at Mammoth Cave National Park. The study showed that more than 740,000 visitors came to Mammoth Cave last year, adding over $72 million in economic spending to the communities that surround the park. A government shutdown could close the park, meaning visitors will keep their dollars at home.
People were traveling to Mammoth Cave just to see Mammoth Cave, but while they're here, they utilize services within the local area. They'll utilize gas or restaurants or hotels or other attractions in the area for more spending. So that socioeconomic study showed that visitors stayed longer and that they were also spending more within the region.
Nationally, visitors spent $29 billion in communities near national parks, with lodging and restaurants receiving the greatest direct contribution. In a rare meeting of hundreds of America's military leaders, President Donald Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told troops to get in line with President Trump's agenda or resign. Hegseth told the crowd of nearly 800 military leaders that troops would be required to pass a combat field test and meet grooming standards. The president also spoke to the group, saying that, quote, dangerous cities like Chicago should be used as training grounds for U.S. troops.
No more beards, long hair, superficial individual expression.
This is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within.
He also told military leaders that he's committed to spending more than $1 trillion on the military in 2026. The Trump administration is investing millions in the coal industry. The Department of Energy announced the $625 million investment Monday. U.S. Secretary of Energy Chris Wright says the money will help the country reindustrialize and win the AI race. Most of the funding, about $350 million of it, will go to modernizing coal power units. The Department of the Interior is also opening more than 13 million acres of federal land for coal leasing. Paper checks from the federal government are becoming a thing of the past. The Treasury Department stopped issuing paper checks for most payments yesterday. That includes to Social Security beneficiaries. It's part of the Trump administration's effort to fully modernize federal benefit payments, save money, and fight financial fraud. The change will also affect how the IRS issues tax refunds.
We're noticing just a little bit of fog this morning. Dense patchy fog is all across eastern Kentucky, and a dense fog advisory has been issued for most counties in the WYMT viewing area. So please drive carefully as you're heading out. Have those low beams turned on. Maybe add a little bit of extra time into your morning drive. We'll also be looking nice and dry throughout the day. Mostly sunny to sunny skies is that forecast, with temperatures in the morning in the upper 50s and low 60s. And by the time you're heading into the afternoon, temperatures will be in a mixture of the low to mid 80s. Definitely warm for this time of year. And we'll see those warmest temperatures as we're going into about that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock time frame. Amelia.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on Mountain News this morning at 6:09. As of last December, there were more than 23,000 Kentuckians with federal jobs. We'll tell you what that means with this government shutdown.